Good afternoon, everyone. This is David Hittle, Realtor with United Real Estate Louisville. And I come to you once again on this Sunday, May 15th, 2022, for another episode of the David Hittle Real Estate Show. Uh, you can watch the show both on YouTube and on Facebook. And I always um, encourage everyone to watch. And if you have any questions about real estate, please feel free to post them in either chat, either the YouTube or the Facebook chat. I do watch both of those. If you're just wanting to say hi, I won't say hi back because that draws away from the topic at hand and stops me in my train of thought. But if you do have a real estate question that I can answer live on the show, I would be more than willing and more than happy to answer that for you. Before we get started this evening, I'd like you to visit my website. This website is amazing. Trust me when I say it is amazing. And it's amazing because of all the things you can do on it. The website is shopkentuckyhomes.com. All one word, shopkentuckyhomes.com. And on that website, not only can you find your next dream home, but you can find out how much your current home is worth, what a particular neighborhood's market is looking like, what a particular zip code's market is looking like. So there's a ton of things on there that you can do, probably a lot more than I could mention. But please visit my website. Again, it is shopkentuckyhomes.com. So today's episode, we're talking about whether home prices are going to fall this year. Wouldn't that be nice for so many home buyers out there that are looking for their home? Wouldn't it be nice if home prices were going to fall this year? And if I could give you a predictable time on when that was going to happen, wouldn't that be awesome? But we will discuss whether home prices are going to fall this year based on what the experts have to say. We're also going to talk about how today's mortgage rates will impact your home purchase. And finally, we're going to talk about whether or not there are more homes coming to the market soon. That would also be good news for home buyers out there. So I was absent last week. My wife was not feeling well. So instead of coming here with you guys, I took care of her. But this week I'm raring to go, and we are going to start with whether home prices are going to fall this year based on what the experts have to say. And that is an important question for potential or would be home buyers, is whether home prices are going to fall. Because if home prices fall, maybe it's a good idea to wait until those prices fall before you purchase your next home. So the answer to that question is important for home buyers, but it's also important for home sellers. Because if you're thinking about selling your home, you want to sell it at the top of the market, not the bottom. You don't want your home price to fall before you have a chance to sell your home. So from both the home buyer and home seller perspective, this is an important question. Will home prices fall this year? So I have an opinion on this, but my opinion doesn't mean very much at all. I work here in the Louisville area and the surrounding areas around Louisville. So my opinion would be based on what I see around me. From my perspective, I do not see home prices falling in our area, and that is due strictly to lack of inventory. So, what we are seeing here in the Louisville, Kentucky area is a lack of homes on the market. But we're also seeing a lot of home buyers on the market. And we know there's a lot of home buyers on the market because we're still seeing multiple offers occurring in our area. So when there's multiple offers occurring on a particular home, this means that there are at least that many buyers looking for a home similar to that one. So, what I can look at here is what the experts are saying, and they are talking more on a national level across the entire United States, which is also important because the way the country goes is the way we will ultimately go as well. So, what the experts have to say. So, for the past 121 months, let me repeat that. For the past 121 months, home prices have rose month over month, year over year. So for 121 consecutive months, home prices have increased year over year. So to put that in perspective, 121 months is 10 years. 10 years. So for the past 10 years, home prices have increased year over year for 121 consecutive months. And we have seen that same thing happen here in Louisville. According to um, my latest market report, which I will pull up here real fast if I can find it. But according to my last market report, that same thing occurred here in April. So, here in April, again, if I can find it, that's the market for February. Where's my market update for April? Da 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 da. This is what I get for doing live, live things. Um, well, you might just have to take my word for it, or we can go back and look at my blogs from the past, and go back and look at previous Facebook posts because I did post um, April's numbers when I got them. I do remember doing it, so it's there somewhere. Um, But here in Louisville, we saw the same thing that they are speaking about from the expert perspective. We have seen for, and I don't know if it's 121 consecutive months or not, but we have seen home prices rise month over month, year over year for quite a bit of time. And from the March numbers, or from the February numbers into the March numbers, we saw that same thing. Here it is, the market, March of 2022, because that's the latest figures that we have gotten in from uh, the Greater Louisville Association of Realtors. So, see, oh, Jad, find it eventually and let it load here. Everything loads slow when I'm doing video because video takes up so much bandwidth, I guess. So the market, Louisville, Kentucky, for March of 2022, residential median sales price increased 6.9% year over year. So between March of 2022 and March of 2021, the median sales price in Louisville increased 6.9%. On the other hand, the number of closings in March of 2022 was 1,539, which was down 1.7% year over year. So sales price up, closings down slightly, and then active inventory was 1,292 active homes on the market, which was down 13% year over year. So just in Louisville, just in the city of Louisville, the median sales price increased almost 7% from the previous March. The number of closings were down almost 2% year over year. And the amount of inventory on the market year over year from March 2021 to March 2022 was down over 13%. So that shows you exactly what the experts are talking about there when it comes to 121 consecutive months of increases in price on homes. And that's just remarkable. You have had for the past 10 years nationwide, home prices have increased. The core logic, one of the experts that we'll quote here, says that price appreciation, which is the increase in price, averaged 15% for the full year of 2021. So nationwide, home prices rose on average 15% in 2021 for the full year. So, say your home was worth $100,000 on January 1st of 2021. By the end of 2021, December 31st, 2021, your home had gained on average 15%, or in that case, it would be about $15,000. So your $100,000 home increased to 115,000. You can do the math on any other numbers that you wanted to put in there. So, and that was up, 15% was up from 2020's full year average of 6%. So the previous year to 2021, in 2020, home prices averaged an increase of 6% for the full year. And in 2021, that had gone up to 15%. Now, whether that will continue is a different story. So, why are prices climbing so much? And here's your reason from the experts: because there are more buyers than there are homes for sale. There are more home buyers than there are homes for sale. So, when that happens, of course, you're going to have an imbalance in price versus supply. It is exactly like supply and demand. We were taught it in elementary school. When supply is low and demand is high, prices go up. When demand is low and supply is high, prices come down. If you have a whole bunch of something and you're trying to sell it, but you don't have a lot of demand for it, you're going to have to reduce your price in order to sell the product, in order to get rid of it. You put it on clearance, as the old lingo from my retail days always was. If you had way too much of something and you needed to get rid of it, you put it on clearance. And that did it. So, right now, there is not a lot of homes, the product, there's not a lot of homes on the market, but there's a lot of customers flooding through the door. So, think Black Friday. Back when Black Friday was a Olympic event, you would go to your local retail establishment and they would have 5 TVs that you wanted. You wanted one, at least one of those 5 TVs. But of the 5 TVs, there were 100 people that wanted them. So you had to be one of the first people there to get the TV. So it's a little bit different than homes, because with homes, if you have 5 homes, but you have 100 buyers, they can sit and outbid each other. Retail world doesn't work exactly that way. They don't have bidding wars right there on the sales floor. If they did, it would become even more chaotic than it already is. But it's the same type of principle. When there are 5 of those TVs and there's going to be 100 buyers wanting them, that retail store can raise the price on those 5 TVs to make sure that they get the best price for the home. So that is exactly what is happening here in Louisville, and it is exactly what is happening nationwide. There are limited number of homes on the market. There are a ton of buyers wanting a home, and they are competing for the same homes and are outbidding each other to make sure that they get the one that they want. So, the home price forecast, there are a number of economic services that focus on real estate. You have Fannie Mae, you have Freddie Mac. Those two are government tied to the government. You have CoreLogic, which is a private company. HPES, the National Association of Realtors, which is a bunch of us realtors, our trade group. Zelman, which is another economic form, and the MBA, which is the Mortgage Bankers Association. They're the Association of Mortgage Bankers. So the average for 2022 home price forecast for all 7 of those economic services is 9%. So the prediction, when we take all 7 and we average it out, the prediction is that home prices are going to rise 9% in 2022. Now, Fannie Mac says that home price they forecast home prices are going to rise 10.8%. Freddie Mac said 10.4. CoreLogic said 9.6. HPES said 9% exactly. The National Association of Realtors is currently predicting 8.4%. Zelman is saying 8.3, and the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're being really conservative and saying that home prices are going to rise 6.2% this year. So the experts are forecasting a more moderate price appreciation than we saw last year. Remember, we saw in 2021 home price appreciation over the full year be 15%, which was up from 2020 at 6%. And the average this year is looking at 9%. We'll have to wait until the end of the year and into the next year to find out whether that 9% was accurate or not. But at this point, based on the data and the information that all the experts are seeing right now, they are predicting home prices are going to rise at least 9% on average this year. So, that answered the question. Will home prices fall this year? The experts say no. No, they will not. They will be increasing on average 9% this year. First American explained it this way. They said that while home price growth is expected to moderate, again, going from 15% in 2021 to an average 9% this year, strong home buyer demand against a backdrop of historically tight inventory of homes for sale will likely keep appreciation positive in the coming years. So, what does that mean? As long as we don't have a lot of homes on the market and we still maintain the strong home buyer demand, home prices will continue to increase. Home prices will continue to rise. So if you think about this logically, and think about this based on that supply and demand, you will understand that over the past 121 consecutive months, or the past about 10 years, over 10 years, so for the past over 10 years, there has been low supply and high demand for homes. That's all that means. So, for the past 10 years, home buyer demand has been strong. And for the past 10 years, home inventory, or the number of available homes on the market for sale, has been tight or has been low. That's all that means. So, what does this mean for you? So here's what it means from the home buyer's perspective. If you are thinking of purchasing a home this year, all of the experts are projecting that home prices are going to continue to rise. This means that if you wait until the end of this year, the home price that you would have paid at the beginning of this year could be 9% or more than it would have been if you would have purchased a home this year. Waiting until the end of the year may cost you money because the home is going to be worth more by the end of the year. It will have increased in value by the end of the year. On the flip side of that, if you are thinking of selling your home, then you can be confident that right now we have strong home buyer demand still, even with high home prices. We still have strong home buyer demand, and that home prices are going to continue to increase so that you are going to always remain getting that top dollar on the sale of your home. So the bottom line here is if you're a home buyer looking to purchase a home this year, the suggestion from me, David Hittle with United Real Estate Louisville, would be to purchase as soon as possible. And if you are a home seller, my suggestion to you would be if you are planning on selling your home this year, you're going to get hit with the double whammy. You're going to sell your home at the highs, but you're going to also have to purchase a home at the highs. So if you are planning on upgrading to a bigger home or downsizing to a smaller home, now is the time to do that, and with the equity that you are going to receive from the sale of your home, you will have a lot of down payment or more than usual down payment on your next home, which will reduce your costs overall. So, again, Freddie Mac says if you are thinking about waiting until next year and that maybe rates are higher, but you'll get a deal on prices, that is risky. It may be more advantageous to purchase this year relative to waiting until 2023 at this time. That comes straight from the semi governmental organization. So, again, the question was, will home prices fall this year? The experts say no, no, they will not. And the experts are projecting that home prices will rise by at least 9% this year on average. So it's always important to know this information to keep up with the real estate market because the real estate market is one of the largest pieces of the American economy. There are trillions and trillions of dollars tied up in real estate and equity. There's trillions of dollars of equity, which is money that is accessible to the homeowner. So the economy is really powered and really fueled by what happens in our housing markets. So if you keep up with the economy, like the stock market or the bitcoins um, or the mutual funds or any of that, if you keep up with the stock market, it is important that you also keep up with the housing market because the housing market is part of the economy and it is a large part of the economy. So, next up, we're going to talk about how mortgage rates are going to impact your home purchase. So, we already determined that home prices, according to the experts, are going to continue to rise this year, on average about 9%. But what about the mortgage rates? The mortgage rates are a separate animal that can really impact your monthly payment. Home prices don't matter all that much. because it's not what you pay for the home, it's what you're going to pay every month for the home over the next 30, 15 years. That's what is important. But before we talk about home mortgage rates, I would like to have you visit my website, shopkentuckyhomes.com. Again, on that website, it is amazing, it is powerful what you can do on that website. So, visiting my website, shopkentuckyhomes.com, you can find your next home using your own criteria, the criteria you want to see in your next home, your needs or wants, if you may. You can also see the current price of your home based on computer generated valuations. And you can also get into contact with a realtor, with David Hittle from United Real Estate Louisville. So please visit my website, shopkentuckyhomes.com today so that you can stay up on the market, on the housing market, one of the most powerful drivers of our economy. So, how today's mortgage rates will impact your home purchase. So, mortgage interest rates are up. If you didn't know that, you haven't been watching my show, my real estate show. You haven't been reading my blogs. You haven't been seeing my emails because I have been talking every day, every week, every month about what mortgage rates are doing. And they are on the rise as well. This week, mortgage interest rates hit an a high for a few decades. I think it might have been like 12 years. They hit a 12-year high, around 12 years, more than 10, I know that, of 5.3%. Now that is the wholesale market. That's what the interest rates for the the market the are. Retail rates are going to be higher than that. So when you actually go to get a mortgage, you're likely not going to be able to get a 5.3 unless you buy points. And who wants to do that? It's not much fun paying for reduced interest, but you can. And that's okay. So 5.3% was the average interest rate this week, according to the government. And this time in January, we were down in the threes. So we've gone from the threes to the fives in just 5 months. So just like home prices, mortgage interest rates are increasing as well. And if you were planning to buy a home, it is critical to understand the relationship between mortgage rates and purchasing power. Purchasing power, of course, is the amount of home you can afford to buy that's within your financial reach. Mortgage rates directly impact that monthly payment that you'll have on the purchase of your home. So when rates rise, so does your monthly payment that you are able to lock in on your home loan. Unlike rent, you can lock in that rate. So, in a rising rate environment like we're in today, that could limit your purchasing power. And again, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is above 5%. And in the near term, experts say that they'll likely go up in the months ahead. So, what you have right now is an opportunity to get ahead of that increase if you buy now before that impacts your purchasing price. So the mortgage rates play a large role in your home search. So looking at home loan amounts, and their lowest home loan amount is $360,000, and that is based on the average home price in America. But at $360,000, your principal and interest payment at 4.75% is $1,878. Now, as that rate rose to 5%, you went from 1878 to 1933. Slight increase, less than $100, but it's still an increase. As 4.75 reached 5.25, you did hit over that $100, $110 actually, because you went from 1878 to 1988. When rates rose from 5.25 to 5.5, your monthly principal and interest rises too. It goes from 1988 to 2044. If rates hit 6%, you go from paying 1878 in principal and interest to paying 2158 in principal and interest on a $360,000 home. So as you can see, as mortgage rates rise, your monthly payment is impacted as well. Sometimes by $50 or so, sometimes by $100 or so. And going from 4.75% interest rate at 1878 principal and interest to 2158 at 6% with principal is that you have to keep in mind all of this information when you are looking to purchase a home. Or if you're looking to sell a home and purchase a new home, you've got to keep that information in your mind as well. Working with a real estate professional and other trusted advisors will help you to know what your budget is so that you can make a plan. Danielle Hale, the chief economist at Realtor.com, says that you should get pre approved with where rates are today, but also consider what would happen if rates were to go up, say, another quarter point, 0.25. Know what that would do to your monthly costs and how comfortable you are with that so that if rates do move higher, you already know how you need to adjust in response. Another strategy you can use is that once you are under contract on the home that you want to purchase, you can also get with your lender and ask them to lock in that rate. Locking in that rate will keep that rate at what your current rate is so that if the rates do rise, you are still locked in at that rate. And that does cost some money, so you will want to speak with your mortgage lender about that prior to thinking you can do it because it does cost some money. Bottom line here is even small increases in the mortgage rates can impact your purchasing power. And if you are in the process of buying a home, it's more important than ever to have a strong plan. We should connect, me and you. Let's connect so that you have a trusted real estate advisor and a lender on your side. I will connect you with my personal lender, the one I use for my home. I will connect you with them so that you have a real estate advisor and a lender on your side who can help you strategize to achieve your dream of home ownership and achieve the American dream as well, which is very important. So, again, it is important to keep an eye on the housing market, as the housing market is one of the largest pieces of the American economy. Again, trillions of dollars in real estate in the United States. And it's not government owned. The government doesn't own the property. It's the people. The people own the property. Some countries, the government owns your property. So it's never really your property. You really don't have equity. The government is your landlord in some countries. So here in America, with home ownership being owned by the people, that allows the people to have more control over their economy. And of course, owning a home increases your personal net worth because that equity is yours. It's not anybody else's. So, last but not least, are there going to be more homes coming to the market this year? And that's another important question for home buyers and for home sellers. And here's why. If you are a home buyer, you want to see a lot of homes. You want the pick of the litter, as they say in dog terms. You want to be able to pick the one that you want. When it comes to the home seller side, however, you don't want all that. You don't want buyers to have pick of the litter. You want buyers to be limited in what they have to choose from. Because if they are limited in what they have to choose from, they are more apt to choose your home. So, according to a recent survey from the National Association of Realtors, which I'm a member of, one of the top challenges facing buyers today is finding a home that meets their needs. And that is largely because the inventory of homes for sale today is so low. So, if you are in the process of buying a home or you're looking online for a home, you may have noticed this yourself. But there is good news for home buyers out there. Recent data is showing that more sellers are listing their homes this season, which may give you more options for your home search. And this has increased a bit here in Louisville. Checking the numbers today, we are at about 1,300 homes which on the market for sale, which is up from last week's about 1,100. So we've added about 200 homes to the market in just this last week versus this week, which is good, which is great for home buyers. Means there are more homes available for them to see. So early signs that inventory may be growing. And of course, again, they look at this nationwide. But in January, there were 326,000 new listings on the market. By February, it had increased to 370,000. March, it had increased to 434,000. And by April, it has increased to 492,000. So the number of homes coming onto the market nationwide is on the rise. And I just said that here in Louisville, we've added about 200 homes from last week. So we're also starting to see that trend in going up for the home selling season. So what this indicates is that more sellers are listing their homes for sale each month this year. And according to Realtor.com, this growth is expected to continue. Realtor.com's research found that the majority of potential sellers plan to list their homes over the next 6 months. And Realtor.com says that markets may see a noticeable bump in the number of homes for sale as we move through spring and into summer. A majority of homeowners planning to sell this year indicated that they aim to list in the next 6 months, with almost 10% having already placed their properties on the market. Another thing that home buyers have to look out for, though, is that homes are selling quickly. So while we're seeing new listings hitting the market, it's important to know that they are selling super quick. According to the Realtors Confidence Index, this is a survey that is done every month by the National Association of Realtors to find out how quickly homes are selling. In January, the median days on market nationwide were 19. By February, they had fallen to 18. And by March, they had fallen to 17. So the number of days on market is starting to tumble as well. So while we're seeing more inventory hitting the market, that inventory is selling super quick. So what this means for you, a low inventory market is difficult to navigate as a buyer. But there is hope because the growing number of new listings and the expectation that more sellers will list their homes in the coming months is great news for you. However, on the seller side, it's not as good a news. Your home prices are going to continue to go up this year. 9% was the prediction that we just talked about. However, more homes on the market means more competition for your home, for the sale. Sorry, for the sale of your home. If you are selling your home and your neighbors are selling their homes as well, the buyer has more choices, which is not necessarily good for you. While the inventory is low and prices are high, now is a great time to get your home on the market, get it sold before all of the other competition hits the market. So, again, if you are having a hard time finding your dream home, you may need a new strategy. I use a variety of strategies depending on my client's needs and wants and budget to find them the home that fits them best. And that's what a realtor is supposed to do. Us realtors have been in this process for a while. We have been in this market style, this market type for a while, and we are developing our own strategies along the way to ensure that our clients find the home that they want and are able to get into that home. So if you are in the market to find a home to purchase, or if you're thinking of selling your home to purchase a new one, please connect with me. You can do so by visiting my website, shopkentuckyhomes.com. You can also give me a phone call. My personal cell phone number is 502 489 1135. You can also text me at that number, or you can shoot me an email at shopkentuckyhomes at yahoo.com. So until next week, I thank you all for watching. Please visit my website, shopkentuckyhomes.com, for all of your real estate needs. And until next Sunday, I hope everybody has, let's see, what is today? Today's 15th. I hope everyone has a great chocolate chip day. So go get you a chocolate chip cookie and enjoy it knowing that today is chocolate chip day. Till next week, I thank you all for watching. Have a great one and enjoy this beautiful weather that we have, that we are experiencing here in the Louisville area. Have a great day.